Hi guys, this is Thomas Huayra on YouTube again, and this video is going to be my top 10 most beautiful places in the Lord of the Rings online. I'm going to start with number 10 and build up all the way to number 1. Number 1 is Lothlorien. Yeah, I'll cut to it right away. Number 1 for me is Lothlorien. This is the most beautiful place in Middle-earth. I thought I'd get that out of the way because it's probably the most cliche one that I could think of, but it is nonetheless my favorite, most beautiful place in Middle-earth. The thing that contributes to the beauty of Lothlorien is of course the fact that before you arrive here, you will have spent 10 levels questing in Moria. In a dark place, in a place where you get lost the first time you go there. It requires you to go all over the place for the epic quests. And you're so glad when you finally see daylight again. You come out here and you're confronted with this beautiful golden forest. No matter how often you come back here, it just always does something to you. The beauty of the golden trees with the white trunks, the beauty of the elven capital of Caras Galadhon. Everything just feels so peaceful, so beautiful. There is no enemies lurking behind every corner, behind every stone. And yeah, that is just why Lothlorien is and will always be my number 1 most beautiful place in this game, and pretty much one of the only elven places that I would really call truly beautiful, but that is just according to my taste. Anyway, let's get down to the rest of the top 10 then. At number 10 I have chosen for Imloth Melui in Lossarnach in eastern Gondor. The reason why I have chosen this place is because there is something very peaceful about this. This is a place where a lot of people from Minas Tirith have fled to in the time that led up to the Great Siege of Minas Tirith. And it does feel like a beautiful retreat, peaceful. One of the few places where the Corsairs in the Haradrim in eastern Gondor, or throughout all of Gondor basically, have not really managed to get to. It is somehow secluded. You have the mountains in the background, and even though the dawnless day has set in, there is still something very beautiful about this, with the trees, with the white or light pink, I can't quite tell, leaves, all the flowers. Lossarnach is of course known as one of the most beautiful, luscious places in all of Gondor. I believe it wasn't called the Garden of Gondor, that is still Ithilien, but it comes very close indeed. At number 9 I have chosen Wildermore. Now, Wildermore has a lot of people who kind of don't like it, and there's people who do like it. There is some questions about whether or not it is really canonical. I'll leave that in the middle. I have chosen it purely for its beauty. There is something inspiring about this Rohirric place that for some reason is completely frozen down. Well, we know the reason, but I won't spoil it what that reason exactly is. Now, whether or not it is a coincidence that this region that came out in, I think, 2012 shares a lot of design similarities with Skyrim, a game that has then been quite recently released and was hugely popular, obviously. So I'll leave that in the middle, but I just think I really love going back here every time again because it is just really beautiful, a well done place. It really feels, in terms of design, it really feels finished, and it feels like the designers, the landscape designers, really managed to design exactly what they wanted to bring us. At number 8 I have chosen for a place that people who have been picking flowers lately know all too well, and that is the Field of Cormallen. The Field of Cormallen is a place in North Ithilien, and it is basically a large field with almost nothing but King Crimson trees, which are the red trees, and what I think are Kulumalda trees, or they look a bit like Kulumalda trees, but these green and red trees really make this landscape very beautiful. Of course, this is the first region of Gondor since Western Gondor that does not have the dawnless day, so that really contributes to some beautiful colors that you see all around you here in the Field of Cormallen in all of North Ithilien, but the Field of Cormallen is basically the most beautiful place, in my opinion, in this whole region. At number 7 I have chosen my favorite place of all Hobbit places in Middle-earth, and that is Tuckborough. Of all places in the Shire, this is maybe the hobbitest of all hobbit places. It is a hill full of hobbit holes, basically. Little hobbit houses everywhere. There are a few squares. There is not much to do here in terms of questing, perhaps, in comparison to other places in Middle-earth. Nonetheless, I think this is a really well done place. It feels very cozy, and that is pretty much all to say about this, but I really love this place. Number 6 on this list is the Tower of Ecthelion in Minas Tirith. It is in the citadel tier of Minas Tirith, and it is where the throne room is, where Denethor has his chair. Because the throne, of course, belongs to the King of Gondor. But it is just the first time you can come in here. This is so awe-inspiring, such a big place in Minas Tirith. And it is one of the main features of this city, in my opinion the most beautiful feature of the city of Minas Tirith. And yeah, I mean the marble floor, the pillars, everything is just done so beautifully in this tower, and that is why it deserves the number 6 spot on this list. Number 5 on this list is Winterhome. I don't know where Winterhome is, but it is a place that is normally only accessible during the Yule festival. However, if you still have a mapped Winterhome in your inventory like I did, you can travel here basically whenever you use it. This map is, or this place, is very active obviously during Yule festival, when this is crawling with players doing all kinds of stuff. There will be fireworks, there will be everything. The festive atmosphere is very real in this place, and it is arguably the most well done festival place in all of this game. There's just something that feels very cozy about it. There are no enemies here really, so it's just a very safe place as well. And yeah, it is just fun. Everything about this place is fun, coziness, warmth. And it is just a very beautiful place to walk through, if you ask me. Very Christmassy indeed. So that is why Frostbluff has made it to number 5 on my list. For number 4 on this list, I have chosen South Ithilien. For this instance, I have actually turned on the music because it's the entire picture that makes this place truly amazing. There is all of nature around you, which is really majestic. There are the high mountains all around you. The fact that you're close to Minas Tirith, the dawnless day, the fact that Mordor is just around the corner, as well as this music, truly makes this place into something majestic. It is easily my favorite map in all of Gondor, and that is why it is this high on the list. At the 3rd spot on this list, I have chosen the village of Middlemead in Kingstead in West Rohan. This is a Rohirric village that is somehow different from other Rohirric villages in the fact that it does not have any wood fencing around it. It is very open. It is in a forest, but there is also quite a lot of farmlands around it, but the trees are all across this village. There is something that feels peaceful, that feels blissful about this place, and I can hardly explain it, but this is easily my favorite village or settlement in the whole game, and that is why Middlemead has made it to place 3 on my list. Before revealing the number 2 on my list, I'll show you some honorable mentions of beautiful places in Middle-earth. So that brings us to the 2nd spot on my list, and that 2nd spot is Forochel. There is just something magical about this place, whether talking about the northern lights, the permafrost in the north, or the frozen woodlands in the south of Forochel around the village of Calpacoda. There is something very beautiful about this place. I don't know what it is. It is perhaps the fact that this was the first map where I went to as soon as I went VIP in this game that sort of made me feel very happy about being here. I'm not sure, but I also like the quests, I like the people, but just the landscape is so beautiful. It was so different from what I was used to. It felt like I was questing on the North Pole, and that is why Forochel is number 2 on my list. So that concludes my top 10 most beautiful places in the Lord of the Rings Online. Is there any place that I have forgotten or that should at least have received an honorable mention in this video? Then leave it in the comments. Thank you for watching. This was Huayra on YouTube.